in San Jose. I'm hoping that y'all can hear me through this microphone. I'm actually trying this new technology that I have going on right now. And normally, what I like to do in the morning is I'll check all my video game feeds to see what's up and new. Please pardon the appearance. This is what you look like when you finish going to the gym. I'm without any foundation, any mascara, or anything, so I tend to look a little bit like Oprah Winfrey without any makeup on. So I'm just going to get right into my thoughts of the day. I had to do this impromptu video because I had to get these thoughts out onto the table, which is this. First things first on my agenda is SNK's 40th anniversary. SNK was released, of course, 40 years ago. And they are one of the most cutting edges pieces of technology in all of Japan to rival Sony and Capcom and all the other big name giants within the FGC and just in video games as a whole. But anyway, they're coming, their 40th anniversary is on the horizon, and so they're creating this ultimate cabinet that's supposed to be having some of their most beloved games out of their selection. Now, this is my thoughts about this. Everyone is already talking about this on the net, but I was listening very clearly to hear about content that nobody hasn't mentioned yet. Now, SNK has had a rough history with releasing their content in the US, and of course, because of this, a lot of their machinery, handheld devices, consoles, didn't do so well. But their games remain popular to this day amongst a niche community that are willing to pay hundreds to thousands of dollars to collect their shit. Now, as the SNK technology hasn't really changed throughout time until SNK Playmore got their hands on them when they were dying at some point. SNK has been on a respirator for so long. And then they were resurrected by a Korean company known as Playmore, only to be resurrected again or bought out by a Chinese company known Leo Millennium that also created the King of Fighters Destiny TV OVA series, which I addressed so far in season 7 of my ongoing show. But here's the topic that I want to address about SNK's 40th anniversary series of games. They've been re-releasing their King of Fighters games, their Samurai Spirits games, their Metal Slug, Akari Warriors, World Heroes, whatever. They've been releasing that stuff time and time after time. This is what I want to see from you, SNK, that nobody else has mentioned on the net. There was a time where y'all tried to get into the 3D realm, and y'all had something called the Hyper Neo Geo. Yes, I'm going to repeat that again. The Hyper Neo Geo 64. This was y'all technology that you created when you tried to update the technology that y'all was working with from before. And those games included Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, which was eventually released for the PlayStation. And also you released Samurai Spirits 64. And then the sequel to that, 64 Warriors Rage. And then after that, you would release Warriors Rage 2 for PlayStation. Now, the Hyper Neo Geo 64 tech has yet to have a reemergence. Even though it's old technology compared to today's standards, I would hope that you would at least bring those forgotten, lost games to not only the Nintendo Switch, but also into this new cabinet that y'all creating for your 40th anniversary. So let me just put that out there right now. Why don't you bring that back? Bring back some stuff that nobody hasn't seen or people have actually forgot about. I want to see the Hyper Neo Geo 64 technology because I'd like to have a working home version of Samurai Spirit 64 and 64 Warriors Rage Arcade. For all of you who are unfamiliar with the Samurai Spirit storyline, there are two parallel storylines within the world of Samurai Showdown. There's the Amakusa storyline, and then there is the Shiki, Asura no Hamen, and Yuga the Destroyer storyline, which is the offset of Samurai Spirits. And so Shiki, Asura no Hamen, and then Yuga the Destroyer follows the 3D series of Samurai Spirits, which only has 3 games in its continuity. 64 Warriors Rage. These were the ones in the arcade on the platform technology of Hyper Neo Geo 64. And then Warriors Rage 2, which was released for PlayStation. And actually, I'm going to give away 2 trivia questions for those who know that I'm doing On the Facts later this year at CEO Gaming, June 29th to July 1st. So here are 2 freebie questions for anybody who's watching this who can remember. When it comes down to games that take place with a new generational cast. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike was known for being the future game of the Street Fighter generational storyline. So Street Fighter 3 takes place years into the future with their cast of characters. In the SNK world, they did the same thing with Garo Mark of the Wolves. Garo Mark of the Wolves takes place years later after the Fatal Fury series ends with a new generational hero known as Rock Howard. Now, they did the same concept with Samurai Spirits, and that game is known as Warriors Rage 2, where the daughter of Shiki, Makoto, is in this long-standing relationship with Tomoyuki, who's the villain, who is up underneath this thug named Oboro, who happens to be the head honcho of what's going on in that storyline. And Oboro and his Amazons connected with the Iga Ninjas. And at this time, Hamaru is 60 years old. So that would be the third strike of the Samurai Spirits world. So whoever's watching this video, who will watch this video later, take note of that. This is actually a freebie that I'm giving away. But anyway, back to the whole 40th anniversary thing. That's what I want to see. SNK, for your 40th anniversary, please release those games. We haven't seen those games in like forever. So think about all the games that you released for the Hyper Neo Geo 64 platform in the arcades and put that a part of your 40th anniversary. Since nobody is talking about that, I'll talk about it. Now, on to my next topic. Now, remember, in my last episode of Cookie's Tekken Talk Table, by the way, I am releasing another Tekken Talk Table episode. It's going to be all about Neo Geo Pocket Color. But in my last episode, I talked about the Nintendo Switch, the pros and the cons, and this recent bricking of the system or half bricking of the system by, if you're using a third-party Nyko dock or third-party Insignia docks, it is a potential threat to your Nintendo Switch in which you can brick the system. Now, when they mean by brick the system, it means that when you put your Switch back onto the dock, it will not sync up with your TV. It won't charge. In fact, any of your devices won't work with it. And your only way you'll be able to charge it is by using the Nintendo USB-C cable that connects to your Pro controller, USB into your computer, or putting a plug switch on the bottom of it into the wall. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I found a way to get around that. So this is what I found out. This is a soft fix. So I guess with the recent update, 5.1 or 5.2 update, Nintendo managed to find a way to answer the Nintendo fans by allowing you to move your save data along with your profile data from one Switch to another, which means you have to buy another Switch. Well, this is how I got over that, and I guess you could say I'm shooting myself in the foot right now because really I don't care. I spend a lot of money on video games as an investment for my museum, and as a historian, so I was going to find a way to get mine one way or another. So I just went and bought myself another Switch, carefully unboxed it, moved my information from the brick Switch to the new one, and then wrapped the old Switch back up into the new plastic and put that shit right back into the motherfucking box and took that shit right back to GameStop and got my $327 and change. So, yes, I did get over. I did get my money back. Yes, I'm putting that shit on social media, and guess what? I don't give a fuck. Not only did I get a new Switch, and the shit is working, and it's syncing to my TV, and my save data and my profile data transferred over, but I also got my money back. So take that, Nintendo, and take that GameStop, because there were some times where I would sell shit to GameStop, and they'd be talking about all these games you trying to trade with us. I think we'll give you like $45 for that. So you mean to tell me all these limited edition games that I have that I want to sell to you guys that are actually worth something, you're only going to give me $45? Well, guess what? Now y'all got a broke Switch that y'all took back, and I made sure I got my money back in cash too, motherfuckers, because now y'all can't even trace that shit. It's over. And now when y'all try to go sell that broke Switch to someone else, they'll bring it back and they'll get their money back. So y'all might as well just take that shit and ship that shit right back to Nintendo so they can unbrick it and then refurbish it and then sell it for like some discount price or some unseemly bargain bin. Okay, so that's kind of what was on my agenda today. So I'm going to be doing a lot of these impromptu videos in the future as I'm on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. I'm going to do both. And I see that's the thing. The end days nowadays is to do these impromptu live stream videos when you have a thought that just comes to you. You just got to let it out into the universe. So that's kind of what I wanted to let out into the universe. SNK's 40th anniversary. Bring back the old tech, Hyper Neo Geo 64, those games, Samurai Spirits and Samurai Spirit 64 and 64 Warriors Rage. Wild Ambition, Fatal Fury, yeah, arcade version. And then so yeah, and that free trivia question for all of you who doesn't know, this is Samurai Spirits Warriors Rage 2. This is the Japanese release for the PlayStation 1. This was released in 2000. This would be actually the last released game by SNK before it became SNK Playmore. Yes, this game was released in America. You can find it on eBay for like $100. It's probably a little bit more than $100 now. This game is probably like worth $300 now that the value of old school games are coming back and the retro scene is coming back now. This Warriors Rage 2 for PlayStation 1 was released in America. I repeat, was released in America. It's probably going for like $200-$300 now. This is the Japanese version. I used to have the American version a long time ago. Enjoyed it. I must say that with that game, that has been the third strike. That is the third strike of the Samurai Spirits world. Hamaru is 60 years old. One thing I must say about that game is that it's possibly the only game I ever played that had the longest endings. Like literally, the endings for every character was like 15 minutes. Like they really ingrained you into the storyline. And if you're not into a good samurai story, I have to say they really brought the heart of samurai story into the Warriors Rage 2 right there. It's too bad that I hope one day we get an HD remake of that game. Bring that out, 40th anniversary SNK. Bring that back. A lot of people forgot about that motherfucking game. So anyway, oh yeah, you remember that Samurai 64 had a very that's what we're talking about right here. I'm talking about them bringing that shit back for SNK's 40th anniversary because they bringing back this arcade, which I posted in a couple of forums on Facebook. I'm happy to see the arcade, but they're gonna release all their KOF games, their Metal Slug games, Hikari Warriors, what is it, World Heroes, etc., etc. But they're still forgetting about the Hyper Neo Geo 64 technology. So I'm like, y'all want to make an impression upon real hardcore SNK fans? Bring back the Hyper Neo Geo 64 shit. That's what I want to see. Bring all that back, and that includes Fatal Fury, Wild Ambition as well. Not the watered down PlayStation version, the arcade version too. So, yeah, thank you. I know, right? So, as I continue my videos, part of my parents, like I said, I just came back from the gym, so, I got no foundation on, I'm sweating and shit. I had to get this thought out into the air because there are already people talking about the SNK 40th anniversary on YouTube, but nobody's talking about the Hyper Neo Geo 64 collection. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start hitting up content and technology that people forget in their videos and base my videos off of the missing shit because I don't like to copy other people's stuff. I like to watch the news out there, and I really do like their stuff. I have all the respect for anyone who has thousands of views on YouTube. I'm not a hater. And even though I have a very, very small fan base of people that watch me, I want to at least be able to have some type of significance out there into the universe. So that's what I'll be talking about. And then for those of you who missed what I previously was saying, I addressed this stuff with the Nintendo Switch. Be nice to have a lot of these SNK games that were for PlayStation for the Nintendo Switch. Now that the Sony PlayStation Vita is dead. Let's see. Oh, thank you very so much. One thing I wanted to also just reiterate again. So my previous Switch got halfway bricked when I used an Insignia and Nyko dock at Final Round. When I was competing there, I was trying to play Bayonetta and get some more points into it, and I used my Switch on that, not knowing that the 5.0 update would soft brick it. So when I got back home, I realized my shit wasn't working, and then Nintendo didn't want to help me. So basically what I did was I used their soft fix by moving the profile. You can move your profile from one Switch to another by doing a side-by-side infrared sync. That's something that they included in the 5.0 update, which I thought that was pretty cool. So I went and I bought myself another Switch, and I moved my shit over from the brick Switch to the new Switch, and then wrapped up the broke Switch into the wrapping and just put that shit right back to GameStop and said I didn't open that shit and got my $327 back. Booyah, what do you think about that, Nintendo? Put that up your pipe and smoke it. So not only did I get my money back, I got a free motherfucking Switch, and I got all my saved data and didn't lose shit. Spawn Wave on YouTube. I hope you're seeing this right now. This is what you could have done too to get back your shit, because I know you played what, Fire Emblem, and then Breath of the Wild, Zelda, and you didn't, and your shit got bricked too, and you didn't want to lose your data. Well, you could have did that too and got your money back. So just as a wild thought for you right there. Wait, what's going on right here? Oh, hold up. Right, right. Yeah, I did get him. So now the only thing I'm waiting for right now is my GPD Win 2, which they're preparing to ship from China, I guess, within the next couple of weeks. And then my handheld gaming life is perfect. I got my Switch, I got my GPD Win 2, and then I guess I'll either sell or give away my other GPD. I have somebody in queue already who's interested, as a giveaway prize, and this person lives in Arkansas as my secretary. So we'll see how that goes. And that's kind of what's it for right now. That's kind of my impromptu video. Thank you for watching Cookies Without an Appointment session number 1. I guess I'll repost this on Facebook if this find a way to repost this video on Facebook. And then that's what I'm going to do in the mornings as I continue to do my exercise out there and continue to be a performing artist and watch other people's videos. I'm going to go and release these impromptu videos like this because it's just so much better when you have a thought and you want to get it out there onto the universe. You can just do it like that on YouTube Live. It's much more realistic that way, and then I can just forward it over to Facebook. So thank you for watching. Tell me what you think. Sorry, Nintendo, that I got over on you, but I think I've spent more than enough money in my lifetime that you can spare $330. Yes, you can, and GameStop you can too. So thank you. So for anyone out there, before the word really gets out, you could do that. Just don't shop at the same GameStop twice. Because I know there's going to be public knowledge now. So I kind of just put myself out there. So say Cookie.